Sean, and for the last 16 years I've been bartending across the United States and internationally. Here on the Wasted Knowledge Show, I'm going to share some of that knowledge and experience behind the bar with you.
Yeah, that'll get the job done. It's delicious. So obviously marrying bottles doesn't mean literally marrying bottles. What it is the process of combining two or more bottles together. So let's say right here we have this roughly half-used bottle of vodka, and then we have this other bottle that it is the same vodka, but I didn't have the same bottle. But in a restaurant or in a bar, you're like, oh man, I got these two, I'd rather put them back together. And that is usually what happens in restaurants and bars. You might see someone going like this, putting these bottles together. This is illegal. This practice in all 50 states, Canada, and many, many other countries around the world, this is not a legal practice. And it comes down to three things. So marrying bottles, it can also mean ketchup, salad dressings, things like that. As a bartender, this is the first thing I think of. But the first reason it is illegal is that you could be spreading contamination. So if, especially if it's a dressing or ketchup or something, a condiment that's been out on the table for a while, starts growing mold or bacteria, you can be passing it from one bottle to another. But also with liquors, there could be some sort of contaminant if something's wrong with the batch or it's not up to quality. Even you're passing that difference in your product from one thing to another. The other two reasons it's illegal is that it comes under fraud, consumer fraud and tax fraud. So consumer fraud, let's say this was a different vodka. I got some $5 bargain bin whatever vodka, in a plastic jug, and I'm putting it into a Grey Goose or a Purity vodka bottle and selling it for the high-end price. That's fraud. That is completely illegal and, not cool. Like, I've definitely been to bars and I'm like, that doesn't taste like the thing I paid for, and I drink that thing a lot. So that's more why that's illegal. And then the final reason is for tax purposes, tax fraud. So every liquor bottle, at least in the United States, I'm pretty sure around the world, is taxed. It's taxed when it's sold, and it's usually taxed on volume. This is more been recently reading up on this. So depending on the volume that buy it or where you bought it, maybe you bought it in one state, brought it to another, it doesn't have the same little tax label or tax code on the bottle, but you're refilling the one behind your bar that says it's been taxed when really it wasn't. So that's also fraud, and that one can really get you in trouble as well, especially if you have a local inspector that stops by your bar and checks your bottles or checks your backstock on your bottles. So that is why it's illegal. But I will say, happens a lot. Happens a lot. From the example even I was giving, I've worked in many places where it's a busy night. I can't find that one bottle of vodka I need. I'm just going to grab another one, crack it open, and start pouring. End of the night, you have 4 open bottles. You have an event. Another bartender was on the other side of the restaurant or on an event space, brings back even more open bottles. That makes inventory a nightmare. So it makes it a lot easier if you can just combine everything together. Instead of having 5 open bottles, you fill up 2 of them, and then you only have 1 open bottle that's halfway open, give or take. Instead of trying to figure out like, it's 1/18 gone on this one, and that one's got 7/8 left, and it's a lot of fractions, a lot of math that at 2 a.m. no one wants to be doing. So that's marrying bottles. That's why it's illegal. That's how it happens. Happens a lot, but it's legally speaking, it's not supposed to. And that question also, I should mention, came from a user on TikTok named Storm @Storm_Wwyd or WWYD. So thank you, Storm. I actually didn't think about talking about that on this channel, and I'm glad you brought it up. I appreciate that. If anyone else out there has questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Send me a direct message. We just set up a Patreon. More on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Instagram. More on all those things. Thank you so much for watching. As always, drink safe, get a safe ride home. Drink responsibly, get a safe ride home. And I'll see you next time. Cheers, everyone. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching Wasted Knowledge. If you want to support creating these videos, please consider joining the Wasted Knowledge Patreon. You can send me direct questions DMs, whatever you like about bartending, about cocktails, about general wine and food industry knowledge. I will be posting unedited videos there, mostly of me dropping things and spilling things and using coarse language. Of course, you can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. I'm on all of those things. But if anything, if nothing else, please like, share, follow, do all those things. It's all love. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.